What's up, everybody? Welcome back. We're gonna go over solving one variable inequalities by graphing. So let's dive into it. So we're gonna be solving x squared minus 4, and I want to know when that is greater than 0. Now, x squared minus 4 is a quadratic function. I don't expect you to remember how to graph it. It is something that you went over in Algebra 1, but we're also gonna revisit that later on. So if you don't remember how to graph it, don't worry about it so much. But if you do want to know if you do want to get ahead, you can always go to YouTube and look for how to graph quadratic functions or basic quadratic functions. Anyways, to be able to solve the inequality, we got to identify the values of x, so the domain of the function that makes the value of the expression x squared minus 4 greater than 0. So basically, I want to know which part of the function is above 0. So you might remember that for your inequality, for your key features section. So which part of the function, and as you can see, x squared minus 4 is already graphed there. It's a parabola, so a U shape. I want to know which part of this function is above 0. And when I mean above 0, I mean y equals 0. So which part of the function is above that line? Well, I can see this part of the function is above it, and this part of the function, it's also above it. So what is the domain of those two pieces? And remember, to look for the domain, we gotta go from left to right. So the first thing that I'm gonna look at is this piece right here. So what is the left side of it? Well, there's no arrow, but that function is still continuous. It still goes forever and ever and ever. So I'm going to say that from the left, it's going to approach negative infinity. As I go to the right, at this point right there, it stops being positive. So after that point, it goes under the line, which makes a negative. So I'm going to stop right there, and that point is -1, -2, right? So the first interval in which my function is above 0 is going to be -8, comma, -2. Alright, now if I look at the other side, again, begin with the left. So how far can that function be, or how far can that function go to the left until it begins to be negative? So at this point, it stops being positive, because if you go under it, you begin being negative, right? So at that point is 1, 2, so that would be 2. And up until when does it stop being positive? Well, it never stops being positive as I go to the left, because again, that it's continuous and it continues to go up and to the right. So as I go to the right, I'm going to say that I'm approaching positive infinity. So what is the interval in which that function is positive? Well, that's going to be 2, comma, positive infinity.